By far, one of the most common questions I get asked in all of my guides is, what outfit am I wearing? To be fair, I get it. That's why I wear it. And the gloves, the hats, and the boots sometimes differ, but I assume it's mostly the pants and the top people are after. Because the armor that my armor is skinned with doesn't necessarily have the best stats, I've skinned proper armor with it. And awesomely now in Conan Exile Enhance, you can actually see what the main dies that you've got on that Thaumaturgy armor is, which is pretty cool, especially when you have multiple sets. Just in case you are interested in the boots, I usually change the little crown, but it's like a circlet of some kind, or the earrings, because it's little. The gloves are some random, whatever looks cool, the Stygian Invader, maybe something. And pictish boots, but sometimes I wear a peg leg. Most of these things you require kind of like the Thaumaturgy Bench. You don't really need it unless you are skinning your armor with the other thing. If you don't know, you put your source stats in there and the thing you want it to look like, and then you combine and whee! An armorer's bench to craft them in. The better the armorer's bench, the cheaper it will actually cost to craft. You can craft a lot of the other religious stuff in here, but not the Zath things. And obviously an armorer will help too, but you can craft it in a shitty armorer as long as you have the recipe for the top. And the pants, you will need a Web of Zath, which is a tier 2 altar for the Zath religion. You don't really need a priest. And then it is the Zathite dancer skirt. Ugh, boo, there's about to be a sandstorm, I think. And if you want to dye your clothes pretty, you will also need a dyer's bench. Kind of annoyingly. We used to be able to hand dye if you're new to the game. If you didn't choose Zath at the beginning, you can pop on over to Muriel's Hope here. Muriel's, I fucking can't say words. And learn the Mitra religion while you're here if you haven't already. But climbing up this pillar, you can get a tapestry of Zath and learn Zath that way. But if for some reason that isn't there, or you just want to see the actual religious teacher themselves, head on over to 7F at Weaver's Hollow, Big Fingery Cave. Apparently it sucks in here when there is a sandstorm going on, but you can get lots of gossamer, ichor, and whatnot in here too. Oh god, this is the jumpy entrance. Well, there's another entrance. You can jump down here and fight a spider. And then run over... Where are we? Over here? No, that's a pillar. The sandstorms do look pretty cool now. They used to look really, really jank, and I don't have my settings up very good. Anyway, I digress. You should come to this entrance, much littler to locate, on the north side of the Southern Aqueduct. The lack of crystal should have really been... Scutlow Shortcut, there we are. The name of the cave. Late. I'm tired. Don't know why I'm filming this right now. Get content out, you know. You make your way down here, there's darkness and crystals. Got a little bit of light. Woo, crystals. Actually, the first time that I'm looking at a crystal cave, I don't know why I didn't check it out before, but it's pretty cool. Anyway, digressing. Make your way all the way to the bottom. Oh, crush my ankles on the way down. You can see them standing right there. Pretty much next to the pillar I was trying to talk to during the sandstorm. And then the nest of Zath. It's pretty much easier to just go to Muriel's Hope and climb the pillar there. And unfortunately, the event for the top is not currently going on, but it is the Mad Prophet top. Whenever the Catan caravans are in town, you'll often find one like down here at Skulker's End. You can trade in sorcerers and sorcerers' skulls and buy thralls and resources from them, but also recipes and cool things like this truncheon, which I highly advise when you can get it. Do that, and there's also a sick warhammer that you should definitely get. But you buy them with ancient obelisks. I do have a separate guide going into where they all are, and I'll make an updated visually one when the event is back on. They all do sell different parts if you just want to buy the top or the pants or the shoes and not the recipe itself, because it's a little bit cheaper and you're just thermagoging it anyway. Can't damage it if you're going to do that. But I believe there is one here in 7N. I think this is one that sells the top. Check out my guide. I also can't guarantee that they haven't changed it since the update. I don't think they would have. But there's also another one that's usually in the volcano, just here-ish by the entrance. This one definitely sells the top and much easier to get to by obelisks and shit. I unfortunately can't remember the exact price of the recipe, but it's like 500 coins or 1,000 coins. I don't think it's that many. But you'll get just a straight plain recipe looking guide. The actual recipes look cool now too. They've changed that visually. But it'll enable you to craft the top, the pants, the hat, all the bits that you want in case you want more than just the top at free will. Hopefully this was somewhat helpful. Check out the guide on where to find all those Catan Caravan guides when the event is on. I also have a video all about sorcery, how to level up, quickly use all the stuff. Check that out. And happy booby top crafting, Exiles. Have a good one.